This topic is actually very near and dear to my heart because I've been working on my ankle mobility for years, specifically dorsiflexion to get deeper into my squat. And I've tried everything that's on YouTube. I tried the typical band exercise and I didn't really make any progress. And it's not because those exercises were bad, it's because I wasn't ready for them yet. And I skipped a very important initial step, and that was to learn how to properly load my ankles. And it wasn't until I did that until I was able to do more of those challenging exercises that actually challenged my range of motion in dorsiflexion. So for me, it was the pinching in front of the ankles that was inhibiting me from getting more range. For you, it may be pain in the Achilles, the heel, or things just may not feel right. But no matter what the situation or no matter what the discomfort is, the first step is to properly train the foot and ankle how to take load. There are two very important concepts that we need to keep in mind when doing this exercise. Number one, go slow. Can't tell you how many times I've shown this to a client and they just fly through this exercise and skipping all that important feedback that we're trying to get. So if you don't meditate, this is a good place to start. Be mindful, go slow, really pay attention. Concept number two, it's important to make very obvious what our intention here is. Our intention is to load the ankle and foot. We're trying to bring some type of feedback and some type of sensation into the ankle, foot, shin area to start to learn and understand what it feels like to load the ankle. Let's first demonstrate how the exercise looks without any modifications or compensations. And I'll show you the front angle first and then a different one. So, first thing we do is getting into a nice tripod position with the foot, meaning we're balancing body weight between the 3 arches of our foot. We got some body weight in the heel, we got some body weight under the toe here, the big toe, and then on the outside of the foot. So we're not pronated, we have that nice arch in the foot. Then we're also not arching the low back, we're nice and tucked, and we start loading the ankles by driving the knees past our ankles. And then what we're gonna do is while maintaining that position, we're gonna start lifting one foot and loading the ankle on the other side. Then we come back and load the other ankle the same way. Side view, tucking the pelvis, loading the ankle, lifting this leg first, shifting our body weight to the right foot, allowing that knee to travel past our toes as we put body weight on that ankle, and then shifting back to the other foot the same way. Let's talk about some modifications and regressions that can make this exercise a little bit more helpful for you. Modification number one, not lifting the off leg completely off the ground. One thing that you could do is just not lift this leg all the way off the ground. Maintain body weight on that right foot in order to feel the right thing on the left ankle. So right now I'm really trying to imagine lifting my toes and loading my shin muscles here instead of just flying through this and loading that left ankle without stability. Modification number two, use a PVC pipe, a wall, something for balance. Just not lifting the leg completely off the ground may still be too challenging to feel the right thing in that target ankle. So same setup, we're driving the knees past the ankles here. We're trying to load both ankles first. And then say we're working the right ankle, we're not lifting the left foot all the way up, we're just lifting it a little bit, and we're putting a lot of more body weight into this item or the wall or whatever we're using, and we just kind of can hang out in this area to feel those shin muscles light up and to feel this movement happening in more of a pain-free range. So again, not lifting the leg all the way up, just lifting that off leg a tiny bit off the ground, and putting a lot of body weight in something else in front of us for support so we can start feeling the right sensations in the target ankle. Let's talk about possible mistakes when performing this exercise. Mistake number 1, pronating the feet. So if you have flat feet, this is a great exercise to help change that pattern. However, it's very easy to go right into that improper movement pattern if we're not paying attention. So even at the beginning of the exercise, you may notice that you're already flat-footed and you're putting a lot of body weight inside those arches. So remember, we want to balance the body weight between all 3 points of support, all 3 arches in the foot. So really make sure you're trying to get more body weight on the outside of the foot. Compensation number 2, loading the hip instead of the ankle. So many of my clients with hip pain, when they first start doing this exercise and trying to load the ankles and feet, they don't even notice how much body weight and how much load they're putting in the hip instead of the foot. They'll say stuff like, I don't even feel my foot, I don't even feel my ankle, all I feel is my hip. Or they don't even feel the hip, they just don't feel anything in the foot and ankle, which again is the point of the exercise. So if you notice, if you look in a mirror or somebody can kind of watch you, if your hip takes all of this body weight and takes all of that load, and when you try to bend the knee and try to load the ankle, instead of the knee going past the toes, it's the hip that goes out to the side and starts to hike a little bit, then you know you have a problem. Compensation number 3 are the knees caving in when doing the exercise. You may notice this right when you set up, that the knees are already kind of cave in, which usually comes with those pronated ankles, but some have the representation of the pronation in the feet and ankles a little bit more upstream, and the knees are the ones that show us, become the very obvious sign for that. So when you first start this exercise, if you're not getting it and you start to have the knee pop in as you load that ankle, that's a pattern that you need to slow down now and really try to cue knee to the outside. So really take your time, start from step 1, which is learning how to load the ankle. That's what this exercise is. And once you do this for a few months, then you can start doing different exercises and putting more load into those ankles. So be patient, really work on this, and you'll definitely make progress. If you like this video, hit like below. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, pain sucks, life shouldn't. Pro tip, do this exercise in public while keeping your hands like this and social distancing, not a problem.